We're in Sibiu, and this is one of the most spectacular locations in town. It's called Passage of the Stairs. It is from the 14th century when the town became a town and they fortified it against their enemies, and this is one of the most original pieces left. The Rat House, the old town hall of Sibiu, and it's adjacent to the plaza or the square. It's a really lovely square. It's a bit more lively than the usual ones that you come across in Europe, and all the old buildings around and fountain in the middle, restaurants around. Everyone's out enjoying the sun, so nice place to be. It's a part of the fortification of the towns, and it was an important crossroad in the square between upper town and lower town, and it's one of the ones that linked them. So you can see on all the little houses around here there is historic monument signs, and they were all a part of the history of Sibiu and really important. So let's have a little look. They used to be used for military purposes, but then were since taken over by inhabitants when they were no longer used, and now local people live here. Just walked up some stairs and popped out at yet another pretty little square. This is such an incredible town, and it just does not feel overrun by any sort of tourism. I think it's a lot of local tourists, maybe just at this time of year, but my gosh, it's lovely. This is the Bridge of Lies. It's in the centre of Sibiu. It has a few legends attached to it, I guess, because of the name. The two most popular ones are that merchants would cross the bridge to sell their goods to clients, and sometimes those goods were not good and they would try and trick their clients, and if they were caught, they were tossed off the bridge. My personal favourite was that if you stand on the bridge and tell a lie, it'll collapse. So I think we get Mike to go and test that one out. Let's go. Uh-oh. Mike on the Bridge of Lies. Hasn't crumbled yet, so maybe he's not telling one today. Passage of the Shoemaker. This house was once a shoemaker's home, and it was also a film studio. Let's go on. This is another historical site in Sibiu. It's a site called the White Lamb. It was an inn many years ago, and now obviously is a home people live in. It's been really interesting walking around learning about the history of the whole town. Everywhere you go there's little QR codes that you scan and you can learn about the history of the buildings. It's a massive area. You don't think it's big, but it is actually quite large to walk around, so I'm glad we're here for 2 days. We can take our time and really enjoy it. So up here is the Bridge of Lies, and we've just wandered down, and right at the bottom is our Airbnb. So what a location. So you can see in the buildings up here the little windows that look like eyes. Apparently they've given the city of Sibiu the name the city that never sleeps, and there's a legend that says that it was built to scare the locals that looked like someone was always watching them. However, it's generally actually a ventilation system, but it's pretty cool, and you see them everywhere on all the older houses, especially around the old centre. Very cool. So this is the third enclosure of the city of Sibiu, and you can pay 2 lei and walk up along the city walls. We did this in Rothenburg, which is actually the oldest surviving city walls. This is the huge shopping mall in Sibiu. Inside you'll find a massive Kaufland, Zara, H&M, food court, loads of shops. We've gone and bought some groceries from Kaufland. Now we're going to stock up our fridge and head back out and sightsee. We're at the ASTRA Museum in Sibiu. It's actually quite a way out of Sibiu. I think it's about 30 kilometres out of Sibiu. So we caught a bus out here. It's quite easy. It only costs 3 lei, which is about $1 Australian, I believe. Behind me is the church, playing some really beautiful traditional music, or hymn, I believe. the whole place is really interesting. It's basically a recreation of different homes and pieces of Romanian history. So as you go along, you start to learn about them. Let's have a look. So they've got all the little houses built up. Obviously somewhere for hay storage, little huts for storage. And we get to go inside a couple of them. And Mike's in the mechanical saw room.
Too much hard work going on in there.
It sounded like a lot of bangs, so I'm not exactly sure he should have been in there. It's amazing the amount of work that's gone into the whole museum.
It's coming to the end. Have a coldie. Finding your point, sir.
Go down a treat right now. Interesting. And the staircases, again, interesting. Oops, this is a huge complex. I thought it was 15 houses recreated, but this is house number 112. I don't know how many there are, but it's massive. Potter's homestead. Oh, pottery inside. I guess these are the kilns where they would have dried their pottery. Mike's just there saying hello in Romanian, so if you're Romanian and watching this, let us know how his pronunciation is. But I'm guessing this is where the fire would have been. They would have had their pottery in here to dry, and that's their clay kilns. Give it another go, Mike. How do you say hello in Romanian?
Bună ziua.
Bună ziua. How are we doing with that? Some example of the pottery. Beautiful Romanian countryside we're in. The trees are tall and shady and just so pretty to watch fluttering in this breeze. We've come across a little donkey friend. He thinks we've got food. They look a little bit steep and rickety, to be honest. We found some Romanian sheep. They are very, very cute. They've just heard their shepherd calling them. This guy's a light one. Does the Romanian tiny bridge take the Australian?
Well built, well built.
Okey-doke, this is the fisherman homestead. You can see the stove for cooking this fish, I guess. And nets. Making the net. All right, we're on our way out of the museum. My final thoughts on it are it's a really good experience. It costs 35 lei to get in, which is about 11 Australian dollars. So the value is there. We've been here about 3 hours for sure. It's huge. If you are not prepared to spend a long time here, there is a smaller patch if you go down to the left when you first arrive, and it has a really good assortment of houses. You can go in them. They're well set up, so I recommend if you don't want to spend a long time, that's where you go. But the whole thing is really interesting, and really, if you're curious about history, it's a nice way to see it. It's good. I would definitely come. The bus ride out here is super easy. It was about $1 Australian on the bus, and pretty much everyone on the bus is coming here, so you know when to get off. It's the last stop. And there are some restaurants where you can eat your lunch. That's it from the museum. The bus stop where you get off and get back on for the museum. Museum's just across the road there where you enter. We're just walking up the street to our Airbnb. It's a pretty local street and it's quite cute and colourful. We checked into our Airbnb. It is in the old town part of Sibiu. On entrance, it looks quite ramshackle and like you are walking up a decrepit, deserted building. And when you come in, it's been renovated and it's nice. So we did read a lot of good reviews about it. Really comfortable, and it's been a definite Airbnb with character. It's beautifully renovated, but it's also got the character of the brick walls and the beams, and you're staying in like a traditional Romanian style home. So we've really loved it here and we're happy we chose it. So
thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps to support us. See you next time.